How's it going, guys? Before we get to the rest of the video, if you had seen my last video and just were wondering about my status in life and you care, which is awesome, and thank you. I built my own computer and it's done and it's running and it's awesome and it's right here. Has a window. That's why you can see me still. On top of that, what else? Oh yeah, pretty much everybody that cares and has an opinion and commented on the last video said that they would prefer a 1,000 sub contest that's like large and has a bunch of prizes and it's going to be like a big event, for me at least, as opposed to having a smaller 500 sub contest because I promised one, and then a medium-sized 1,000 subscriber contest. So instead of having two separate ones, it's going to be one big one with a bunch of prizes. Hopefully, the prizes are going to span different types of media. But, you know, it's all about getting that together, and it's not the easiest thing in the world. So, you know, bear with me. Moving on. This is just another video, like, you know, for those of you who are new, I just like talking about the game. I like making people think about the game, and I think it leads to good things. It leads to deck ideas and new things. So I just like discussing the format. This format's really interesting to me because it's two very distinctly different types of decks. There's the, you know, dragon / lightsworn decks that just pour the monsters on the field. They mill, and then they use those resources in the grave to just continuously be able to put a ridiculous amount of high attack, powerful effect monsters on the field, and that's their win condition. Whereas basically anything that, you know, it has the acronym that ends in AT, artifacts, trap tricks. You have hands, Fire Fist, Constellar is my buddy Cito is making or made. Even Evil Swarm, another friend of mine, Johnny, put together. You know, it's really easy to combine anything with these two archetypes, or these two. I don't even know. I'd say artifact trap trick is more of a deck, and then you add a third thing onto that to fill up space, or to facilitate a specific purpose, like Evil Swarms and that Ophion Heft. But basically, it's a lot different, you know, than the monster spam. You're destroying your opponent's spell and traps. You're destroying their monsters with, you know, morale talk. You're picking away at their resources. You're just chipping away at them constantly by destroying things, and then you're attacking a little bit, and then you're destroying things, and you're attacking a little bit, and then, oh my god, you can make a rank 4 that's really good. And it's interesting because it's a very different style of play than the Lightsworn Dragon, and I think that dichotomy is really cool, having, you know, two types of decks that are so completely separate. And I think the last time we saw this was original Dragon Ruler format with spellbooks, except they both, you know, back with 3 Priestess and Judgment, like they were both kind of monster spammy. Obviously spellbooks were less and more about the spells, but I digress. I think you guys get what I'm saying. I think a third deck needs to fill the kind of power void. I think it could be something that plays floodgate cards and very anti-meta, like Thunder King Ryo, anti-special summoning, anti-graveyard effect, stuff that banishes when your opponent doesn't want it to be banished. I think it's possible that like a true anti-meta deck can shine this format. It's just going to be difficult, especially with artifact trap trick builds just being able to destroy back row. But I digress. I think it's something that can happen, but that's just me. What do I think it's going to be other than that? Unfortunately, I think spellbooks are kind of catching fire again, and I had an interesting conversation exactly a week ago about this with a couple of players at Empire Gaming, and it's basically about what would make the deck balanced. I personally hate Spellbook of Fate. I just think that card is extremely unbalanced, and a good Spellbook player is going to be able to use it multiple times. You know, if you're able to use it every turn, it's not at 1. Infernity Barrier, they use it, it's gone. That card's at 1. That's it. You know, Spellbook of Fate, not so much. You know, with all the anti-special summoning cards that are being played right now, I actually think Judgment would be more of a fair card than Fate, because Fate doesn't target it. It's hard to respond to. It's just very annoying, and it just banishes, just does whatever the hell it wants and doesn't give a crap. I really would not be happy if that became like the third big deck this format, but you know, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I guess that's really it. I personally think gadgets are a strong choice if you main the floodgate cards, but it's all about drawing them early. Unfortunately, you know, you have to get the Soul Drain, you have to get the macro and the defissure. But on the other hand, you know, we're talking about how, like, you know, Artifact Trap Trick is a deck. You just have to add the first letter of the acronym. Do I think gadgets could be an Artifact Trap Trick deck? Not really. I don't think that the artifacts really kind of mesh too well with it. I mean, it could, but it's... I think the Trap Tricks really work well with it. I think that it needs to be a lot different from my build, which is the kind of standard Machina with... Machina engine with Tin Goldfish, excuse me. I think if you're adding Trap Tricks, though, you need to definitely go more towards a Kage to Kage chain summoning build, and it's just not my style. It's just not the way I enjoy playing gadgets. So while I'm opening myself to kind of testing different builds of gadgets, because that's what I want to play, I think that would be the strongest, but it's not really what I want to do. Let me know what you guys think. You know, this is just an open discussion video about the format and what it means to you, and what kind of decks do you want to play, and, you know, what do you think about these things that are topping everywhere, that from locals to larger events, like it's all Artifact Trap Trick, or Dragons or Lightsworns, or both in the same deck. You know, what's going to fill that power void? Is it going to be spellbooks? Is it going to be gadgets? Is it going to be Naturias? I don't know. Probably not. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have, genuinely, like, I've been getting a lot of positive response since I put up MCole40's video. Thank you to you new guys and new subscribers. Like, obviously, like, to my old guys who've been with me, that's so dumb. But, you know, the new guys, I really appreciate that you guys are commenting and showing your support, especially when it comes to the 1,000 subscriber contest. If you guys have any input on that, you know, it's all for you. So don't, you know, if you have something that would be a cool idea for either a prize or a way to decide who would win said prizes, you know, I'm open to interpretation. So thanks again for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you later. Also, because the computer's done, we now have basic video editing. Welcome to the big leagues.